Hello, artists of Mitchell Terena. It's Carrie here again with another art lesson for you. Today we are going to be making salt dough sculptures. And you're going to need your parents' help for this. You will need flour, salt, and water for your dough. And you might want to have cinnamon and turmeric. You might want to have spices that give a good color or scent to your dough. Or you might want to just have your dough be plain. But you definitely need flour, salt, and water. And so what I have here is 2 cups of flour, and then 1 cup of salt and 1 cup of water. So the ratios are equal parts salt and water, and then twice the flour. However much salt you have, you want to have twice as much flour. So I measured it out ahead of time. And so what you're going to do is you're going to put it into a bowl. I'm going to put my flour in there, and then I'm going to put my salt, and I'm going to mix that up. Whoops. And I'm going to put my water. Isn't that cool? This is the fun part. I like this part. So you're going to start mixing it around. I like to mix it with my hands. You can mix it with a spoon if you want, but you just start mixing them together. And this is going to make a dough that you are going to turn into little sculptures, or you could do a pinch pot, or you can make something that you can put a string through and hang. So this is what it will look like when you're mixing it up. And eventually, it'll get mixed up enough that you'll be able to, it'll all come together into a nice firm dough. Now this is not edible, even though it looks like some things that maybe you've baked in the past. This is definitely not edible. When you're all done making your shapes, your sculptures that you're going to make, you're going to put them in the oven. And of course you're going to need your parents for this too. You're going to put them in the oven at 250 degrees for a couple of hours. And they're going to come out and they're going to be baked all the way through. Okay, so this is coming together, as you can see. And I'm going to do a little presto magic, because you're going to knead it for a little while until it starts coming together. And if it's a little bit too wet, you're going to add a little bit more flour to it. And if it's a little bit dry, you're going to add a little bit of more water to it. So I made some earlier, and I made 2 different kinds. This is just the plain one. That's what it looks like after you've kneaded it for a while. And then I also made one with cinnamon in it, because I love the smell of cinnamon, and I like the idea of, I like having different colors to work with. You could also put food dye in it if you wanted to make brighter colors. So here are my two different colors, and I made all different kinds of shapes. I'm going to show you some. I made these crescent moons, which I painted with watercolor after they were baked. I made some calaveras for Day of the Dead. And here's one that I decorated. Love calaveras. I made some, this dough I put turmeric in, and it makes this really pretty yellow color, and I made some fall leaves. Also made some jack-o'-lanterns and some pumpkins. I made some stars, and I made a pinch pot, so you can make a pinch pot. And some things are thicker, and some things I made thinner. You can experiment. It's good to have a bottle or something that's round and flat so that you can roll your dough out if you want to make something really thin. Here's a ghost that my daughter made. There's another star. So, and you can see that I used a knife to create the textures, and we used a knife on this one too to create the lines of the pumpkin. I have cookie dough cutters. You can use those if you have some shapes that you like. But I really recommend that you use your hands to make whatever shape you're going to make. And you can roll the dough out. Let's see. I thought I would show you guys how I made the calavera. Actually, Rebecca over at Elysian Heights was making these, so big thank you to her for the inspiration for making these out of the salt dough. So I'm just going to put this in my hand like this, make it a little bit bigger. And the way that you make the skull shape is you kind of make an oval like this, and then you use your finger to make the eyes, and I like to make them pretty deep. And then I'm going to use, I've got this shape to make the nose with. This dough is a little bit, I wish it was a little bit firmer, because it should hold up a little bit better than this is holding up. But you can just work with it. And then you go like this with your finger. And then you've got the cheeks. And then you can, I used a knife to make the teeth. And there you've got your calavera. And then when you put it into the oven and cook it for a while, you will end up with something very hard, right? They are not fragile at all, which is super cool. I like this pinch pot. You're welcome to make pinch pots or whatever you feel, whatever you have on your mind. I like these moons too. The other thing that you can use is a really thin, something that's really thin and pokey like this. And let's see, if you're making another shape, I'm gonna roll this out. Maybe I'll make another pumpkin. I'm gonna cut here to make my little stem on the top. And let's see, I'm going to make a little mouth. Make some eyes. And I'm going to use this to put a little hole through it right here so that when I bake it, after it's done being baked, I can put a string through there and you can wear it as a necklace, or you can hang it on your front door. It's fun to go back and kind of smooth it out with your hands. You might want to draw some lines to add some texture. Anyway, I'm having so much fun making these and thinking about leaving them for my friends on their doorstep. It's really, really, really fun to work with this clay, with this dough, with this salt dough. So I hope you guys have a really great time with it. If you have, I think I mentioned before, if you have watercolors, you can paint your objects. I would love to see what you make. So please go to, have your parent go to Instagram if they're on there, and send it to @MitchellTerena Visual, and I will post it on the Instagram handle that we have. Hope you guys have fun. Take care. Bye.